What can I say about Kevin Wu? Well, firstly, yeah, he's a massive K-pop star all around the world. Secondly, he's just started a TikTok account and he's really, really funny. And thirdly, he's just a really good guy. And in this interview, we talk about performing in front of audiences in different countries. We talk about his solo projects and moving away from being in a massive K-pop group. And I just generally want to be his best friend. He's just such a cool dude. This is Build Series Sydney with Kevin Wu. Never going to become a TikTok star. Today on Build Series Sydney, I'm talking to Kevin Wu. Who is Kevin Wu? He is an international K-pop star who's dominating the internet and just started a TikTok account, so I'm sure he's going to be dominating your screens very, very soon. I would like to introduce Kevin Wu to Build Series Sydney. How are you doing, Kevin?
Hello, hey everyone, it's Kevin Wu. Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
Where are you streaming in from, first and foremost? Are you at home? What city are you in?
Seoul, Korea.
Okay, which is essentially one of the most important things to know about that location is that South Korea is the breakdance capital of the world. Yeah, what are your breakdancing skills like, Kevin?
Oh, I've never won any awards, so I've never had experience with breakdancing, but I do enjoy watching it.
Okay. Now, I did mention just before that you have definitely entered the world of TikTok in a big way,
Yes.
exploding on TikTok. And if people are on TikTok, please make sure to follow Kevin. He is quite good. One of my favorite things on your TikTok is the way that you do an accent kind of breakdown.
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah, you go through English, Korean, and then Japanese.
Yeah.
So if it's okay, how would you be able to say McDonald's in those three accents for us?
Sure. So for English, it's McDonald's. In Korean, it's McDonald. And in Japanese, it's McDonaldo.
Now, do you know how to say it in Australian?
Yes, I do.
Can you give us a crack?
I mean, I'll try, but I'm not sure if it's 100% authentic. But Macca's.
Yeah!
Nailed
it! Absolutely perfect.
I mean, I have a few Australian friends, and I visited Sydney once before, 3 years ago.
Yeah, cool. And Josh, I guess you won't be coming here for a little while because the world seems to be stuck in quite a freeze location. But you have been doing online stuff, and I noticed that you're doing an online festival coming up in the next week or so.
Yeah.
What is it like doing those online concerts? Do you still get your live music fix?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, the festival that you mentioned is called Joy Ruckus Club, and I was, invited to perform as one of the headliners for this huge Asian American festival, which will be held online this year. But yeah, it's great because it gives us a chance to interact with the fans even more, and it just connects the whole world, I think. And as much as this whole pandemic has taken a toll on everyone's career, I think one advantage is that through online platforms and streaming, concerts and meet and greets, I think it gives us a better engagement, and I'm having a great time.
Yeah, and it's interesting timing-wise because I feel like back in the States, K-pop was really starting to become this massive deal. I mean, I was watching Blackpink online, of course, at Coachella, and I think that
you were
was
there.
kind of... Oh, no, I was in Australia, but I was watching through the internet.
Yeah, same here. I was watching them through the live stream.
Yeah, and I remember how wild it was and how everyone finally was like, wow, K-pop is a thing that I want to become a part of.
Yeah, it was massive.
Yeah. Do you feel like K-pop is kind of taking over the world, like as a person in that scene?
Oh, I mean, definitely. I feel it in so many different aspects. Because you know me, I grew up in California, but also moved to Korea at the age of 15 to pursue my dreams of becoming a K-pop singer. And
Mm,
when I first debuted in Korea, there weren't that many global members or English speaking members in a group. But you know, I think ever since I think a decade ago, we slowly tried to globalize K-pop, and that's why we reached out to our fans through YouTube when YouTube was first blowing up. And you know, our market wasn't just Korea; it was definitely global. And I think, yeah, throughout the years, I think all that hard work kind of paid off, and we finally found that recognition throughout the world.
mm.
And
I mean,
it's really a
no,
proud
go on.
moment. Yeah.
It's interesting looking at your some of your later stuff. I mean, even the work you've done with James Lee. I really like the way that you kind of meeting this like multicultural kind of yeah, divide, not divide, but I guess like you're singing in English, so all your English fans can still appreciate it, and
Yeah.
you know, and also singing in Korean. Do you have, and this might be a strange question, but are there some songs that you prefer to sing in Korean and some songs that you prefer to sing in English?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think there are some type of songs where it just needs to be sung in Korean,
Mm,
whether that's like the emotion or that specific lyric that resonates with the Korean audience. Maybe it'll be hard to express that in English.
mm,
And there's, you know, K-pop has a very specific uh, style and color to it, where I mean, these days a lot of the sound and the production is from, you know, different countries, whether it's America or Europe or all over the world. But yeah, there are definitely sounds that, you know, are very Korean, where I feel more comfortable singing in Korean.
mm.
Yeah.
So basically, what I was going to say is listening to that song that you did, Falling,
Yeah.
I prefer listening to Falling in Korean.
Oh,
Um,
really?
and and it's interesting because I listened to the song first in Korean and I was making up what I thought you were saying. And in my head, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is if this is a love song or is it a heartbreak song? And
Yeah, I mean,
um,
it's Korean, you just don't know, right? You wouldn't know like the exact, you know, the lyrics, but you try to feel the emotions through just the song, right?
Yeah. So I wanted to know about your English fans. Do you have English fans that talk to you and ask you about some of the meanings behind songs? Like, do you have like a big English-speaking fan base that are curious about your
Um,
Korean heritage?
yeah, I mean, I have a big following, you know, especially in the States, because they know that I'm American and I'm from, you know, California. So I think a lot of the fans that get into K-pop, they really study the lyrics and they try to learn Korean as much as possible. So they already know what everything means. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy how like knowledgeable they are with the culture, and you know, there's some phrases in Korean that can't really translate into English, but they seem to catch all the meanings. So I've actually it's yeah, I've seldom got asked what a song means because they've already looked it up.
Mm. K-pop fans are like that. They do their research. They go
Yeah,
deep, if you will.
very
Um,
dedicated.
I, I wanted to talk to you about the solo music that's coming up a little bit further down the track.
Yeah.
What has it been like? I mean, because I guess you're a person that has been working in groups and working as a team member for so
Uh-huh.
long. What has it been like just focusing on yourself and working on your own music for a change?
Ooh, yeah, good question. Yeah, so when I was in the group, of course, all the songs and, the performance is catered to the whole group itself. So yeah, I would try to express my own in my own way, or show my own color in that specific genre. But it was hard to actually have creative input, like, all independently, because there were seven of us and a company in Korea to manage all of that. So once I stepped out of the group and started my own career, uh, just I think the creative aspect was the biggest difference between being in a group and being a solo artist. And it was great because there were a lot of songs that I wanted to challenge myself to do and to release, and even just the performance and what I wanted to portray in this certain song, like all of that. It was just there was just so much freedom, and I think that's
Mm.
one of the biggest charms of being a soloist.
Yeah. Was there any was there a period where you almost had to find yourself to kind of figure out who Kevin was and
Yeah, I
experience
mean,
things and feel things differently?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, leaving the group, I mean, it was a very, very bittersweet, depart from the group. One being like, I really, that was my life, that they were my brothers. That's all I knew. And to come out of that, it was definitely very, I guess, nerve-wracking. I was a bit, you know, scared but also excited for my next chapter in my life. But
Mm.
no, yeah, when I was in the group, like it was just I couldn't have the time to figure out, if I were to be a solo artist, what I would want to give out, what kind of message I want to give out. So yeah, to answer your question, after I left the group, I took around a year hiatus for me to just kind of take a step back, because I've lived such a hectic and busy life during UKIS, going on tours and traveling and nonstop, releasing singles and albums. So yeah, I had to take a year off just for myself to kind of uh, not 100% discover who I am. I think that's an ongoing process for any artist out there. But just to, you know, get my mind off of that whole busy lifestyle and find my true color.
Yeah. And in that time off, what were the hobbies? What were the interests? What were the things that kept you active that also contributed to finding out your musical style, your creative style, your performance
Ooh.
style?
Yeah, I think my favorite hobby is like traveling, and
Oh, of
that's where I get,
course.
yeah, the most of my inspiration. And I think it's because I get to meet new people and experience new cultures around the world, and hearing just different sounds of music throughout, the different parts of the world really just gives me like a new perspective.
Mm. When people can travel again,
Yeah.
where do you think they should go? Where's somewhere that you went and it just made your mind
Ooh.
explode?
Wow. I've been to so many countries. It's hard to choose just one. But
Mm. You
I
know what? You can pick two. I give you permission to
oh,
pick two.
great. Okay. Let's see. Um. Well, for my fans in Asia, I would say New York, because
Mm.
for me, coming from the West Coast in America, uh, go, going to New York was my first time in the group. Prior to that, I've never visited New York. I've only been in California. So even for me, it was a very eye-opening experience, just to experience the different cultures and different music and just the art and all the inspiration that you get just being in that city. So
Mm.
for anyone who hasn't been to New York, I think it'd be great, experience to kind of just see the world in, a little in one city.
Yeah, I guess it makes you understand why every single apocalyptic movie uses New York as the center of the universe. Like it's just
Yeah,
such a large,
diverse.
beautiful,
Yeah.
wild city. But now for, let's say, a bunch of your white fans, yeah, Anglos in the States and your ones in
Uh-huh.
England and Australia, where should we go visit in Asia?
In Asia, um, I would say Thailand.
Oh, I love Thailand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thailand
the
is one
best.
of my favorite Southeast Asian countries. I've visited Thailand, multiple times, and I have a lot of friends out there. And I think it's just such a charismatic country. Just the mixture of the nature and the hospitality is just so great. The food, just everything about it. I think there's so much you could learn in Thailand.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you were over there kickboxing and eating lots of pad thai. That's what I did at least. It was the best.
Yes,
Now I
I was
do have to.
boxing, and it was beautiful, breathtaking views. So if any of my fans from America or Australia or anywhere is traveling to Asia, I think Thailand should be on their top list.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Korea being one of them too.
Yeah. Now, before I do let you go, I mean, I guess we know you as this international K-pop star, and I've seen
Thank
just
you.
dozens and dozens of these performances that you do in front of thousands and thousands and thousands
Uh-huh.
of screaming fans all around the world. So I know this is going to be a really tricky and tough question, but when you look back at everything that you've achieved, are there any moments that left you just breathless during all of your experience as a K-pop star?
Um, I mean, yeah, this is another difficult question just to
Mm,
answer with one, experience and or one memory. But I I think I've got to say Japan, because as a member of UKIS when we promoted in Japan, I think we've had we've had so many tours in Japan, and the amount of love that they've given us is just incredible. And even till this day, they are one of the most loyal fan bases. And I remember our biggest concert in Japan was at the Budokan, which is a very iconic venue in Tokyo. Um, the Beatles have performed there, um, and it's a big arena. And when we performed there, they, you know, they the thing about Asian fans, and I think in America and slowly globally, they're learning from this culture, is that they prepare a lot of events for their artists. Like for example, they become like this one unified group, and they prepare like these banners, or they would prepare to sing a song, or I don't know if you've seen any K-pop concert footage, but like they had this like light stick, you
mm,
know and they put the lights according to where they're positioned, and they would write like a message with the lights, or they would do a fan chant, um, saying some type of cheer to cheer us on.
mm. Yeah, we call
So,
them totems at festivals. Yeah, the friend totem, so you can find your friends if you go to the bathroom.
oh my, well, yeah, but not trying to find your friend out of the bathroom, but you, it's toward the artist, and it's just such a uh, breathtaking view, and you know, I, I don't think I could ever forget that feeling. That um, yeah, I can't even explain it in words. It's just I want to thank not only just the fans in Japan, but to all the fans who have given us their loyal and hardcore support.
It's actually quite funny, even watching you go there and think about it. It's almost like you're
Yeah,
speechless,
yeah,
even just remembering it. So it must be so overwhelming for you.
yeah.
Now, last question before I do let you go. I mean, K-pop fans, Kevin fans, I guess they're hungry. We're looking for some more great tunes from you. What can we expect down the line? What kind of music is coming our way for everyone who just wants to hear more Kevin?
Yeah, even for me, I just can't wait to start releasing more music. This year it's been a weird year for all of us, but yeah, I'm definitely using this time to my advantage and preparing lots of new content for my fans that have been waiting. It's only been around 2 years since my solo debut, and I feel like I haven't gotten the chance to show all the different sides and charms of me that they haven't seen in New Kiss. So yeah, I think they could expect a more matured sound, a sound that's more unique and definitely more Kevin Wu. So yeah, I think down the line there will be lots of new content and music for my fans. So please anticipate it and look forward to it.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to get some of that delicious Kevin Wu sound, it's all up on Spotify. You've got
Yeah.
yourself an incredible TikTok account, and of course Instagram. You make some really, really funny videos. And
Oh man,
admittedly,
yeah. TikTok. I
I
just do this
didn't.
for fun. So
Yeah, I didn't actually expect you to be dressed so smart. I saw you wearing a tie-dye jumper in one of your videos,
oh yeah, yeah.
hence why I wore my Bad Luck ZZ hoodie, because I was like, oh, Kevin will probably be wearing colors, but look at you look so smart.
No,
But
definitely. That's my like go-to like comfy look when I'm at home. But no, on TikTok, I like to show like a silly side of myself that I wouldn't otherwise on my other social platforms. So yeah, I think TikTok's just a fun place to experiment and show off a goofy side of me.
yeah, I mean, definitely check it out if you guys are watching this interview right now. But Kevin, may I say it has been an absolute pleasure having you right here on Build Series Sydney.
Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll have the chance to meet in person once this pandemic is
Yeah,
over.
yeah, we can share some beer and some Maccas.
And Meccas, beer and Meccas. Yes, I mean I love Australia, so if there's a chance, and any time I'm out there, I'll definitely reach out.
Cheers. See you soon.